So I've decided to make a small, simple orbital class rocket. What you want to do here is put a capsule down. Then you have to put a heat shield of the same diameter on the bottom. Then you have to put the proper parachute on top. Put a Z-coupler on the bottom of the heat shield. So therefore you have the capsule assembly. You can put a fuel tank for the upper stage, an engine on the upper stage, a decoupler to separate that, fuel tank for the bottom stage, and an engine for the bottom stage. And in this example, I've made it as simple as possible with no side boosters, barely enough delta V to get to orbit. Then you can slap some launch claps on it. I did a, and then once you have that, you pretty much are good. For the ascent stage, what you want to do is just turn up the throttle, up stage and release it. Then for your gravity turn, the way to get to orbit, you can't just go up to get to orbit because it would just fall right back down. Think of it as a tetherball pull. You just pull the ball back and let go, it'll fall back. If you pull the ball back and push it and give it rotation, it will orbit around the pole, except the string that has that attaches the ball to the pole is the gravitational force, and the ball is the spacecraft, the pole is the Earth. So you have to turn over to get into orbit. And you want to reach 45 degrees by 10 kilometers, and then continue doing it until your apoapsis. Continue burning until your apoapsis is about 90 kilometers. Then you can cut it and time warp to the apoapsis, roughly. As you can see, what I'm doing here is raising my apoapsis up. I just hit 50 kilometers, then time warping. Then, well, before you time warp up, you can create a maneuver node at your apoapsis. Just drag the prograde marker out. So therefore, you are burning prograde, of course. You can time warp to that, execute that, then you should reach orbit. You can see here I'm executing the burn. Then I did a quick EVA, which means extravehicular activity outside of the capsule, and got back in. Did a pretty poor job re-entering the vehicle. And you time warp until you roughly, you don't have to do this part, I just wanted to land roughly near KSC. But then you can flip retrograde and burn until you deorbit, and then what you want to do is flip normal or anti-normal to detach the upper stage, because therefore, if you just detach it facing retrograde, it will go straight out and then slow down and hit you as you're re-entering the atmosphere. If you turn anti-normal or normal, it will go out to the side and not hit you. And then you can just descend down. Then at like 5 kilometers, deploy the parachute, will automatically deploy the rest. And if you want, you can detach the heat shield like I did there. And if you're wondering why the capsule is moving like that, it's because I have a mod called Kerbal weather program installed, which has wind. So yeah, that is how to get to orbit in a very simple rocket.